Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of world-class weirdos that love reacting to some World of Warcraft.
That might be our most appropriate title yet.
And so, we actually reacted to some of the cutscenes for Anduin and the Jailer's final cinematic. We reacted to those, and we planned on posting it today because it's National Beer Day.
Beer Day!
But since when we recorded it to now, you know, when we're recording this again, Sylvanas' Judgement scene was out, and like that was something that we really wanted to kind of like, we felt was unfinished, was Sylvanas' storyline, so we really wanted to get to it, so you're gonna see us do like a little costume change. Also, because it's World of Warcraft and it's National Beer Day, we got our Whiskey Warbringers, official World of Warcraft drink with all of our reactions, so cheers.
Cheers! This is in the coldest glass ever.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to get yourself a proper mug for your Whiskey Warbringers, we got links down below in the description of this video so you can get a cool frosty mug.
It's so effective. Like, it will even make the top of the beer have like little ice chunks in it. It's so good.
It's nice. And you know, you support the channel, so there you go.
We appreciate that.
It's win-win. So you're going to see us do a costume change and then react to the first part, and then we're going to discuss it, and then you're going to see us do a costume change back to this, and we're going to watch Sylvanas' Judgment. It's going to be crazy.
It'd be awesome.
Tell the others what you told me.
You all have witnessed the Jailer's power firsthand. Without the means to resist his domination, we have no chance against him. Anduin may be the key, if we can save him from...
You dare speak of freeing him after all you have done?
She got a point.
Sylvanas held the Mournblade that bound him. Her presence may help free Anduin from the Jailer's grasp.
I will never trust her.
I like
Then
a point.
trust in me.
See past your anger.
Always, Uther.
There you go.
But by transitive property, you're
Very
trusting in
well.
Sylvanas now.
We will prepare to enter the Sepulchre and save Anduin. Together.
Yeah, you're not going alone. She doesn't trust you that much.
Mm-hmm.
You not understand. This one is bound to me.
Time to win!
Fulfill your final purpose. Annihilation. The fate of all who carry my blade. My son. This blade does not belong to darkness. It was forged by valor. And also by honor. Its legacy and ours are with you, even here. Now, let it be finished.
Way to go, Anduin.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he did that without Sylvanas.
Arthas. Is this all that remains of him?
The last flicker of his scarred spirit, consumed in the forges of the Jailer.
No crown, no throne, not even a soul left for judgment. I hated you, hunted you, and with each selfish act became you. That is my burden to bear. But your legacy is at an end. Be gone then, Arthas Menethil. May the last whisper of your name fade and be forgotten.
fun time.
Eyes fathom how long I have waited. Every event set in motion, every pawn put into play, all to claim the power slumbering within your world. The soul of Azeroth, wounded, vulnerable, yet teeming with potential. Potential that I will use to eradicate this flawed reality. Death claims the soul of your world. Now, bear witness, mortals, to eternity's end.
Well, that was dark.
Yeah.
This must not be.
You have betrayed your duty as Arbiter, and shall be bound forevermore. Your madness has threatened the cycle of life and death entirely.
You could have sought another way, brother. Imagine what we could have accomplished together.
Why, Zova? What drove you to this end? You preserve that which is doomed. A cosmos divided will not survive. What is to come?
So you had altruistic goals.
Okay, so in the end, did he kind of turn out to be like Thanos, where it's all like, oh, it's for the good of the planet that I'm being a complete and utter jerk?
I think that's what he was going for, but it felt a little anticlimactic there at
He
the
didn't
end.
sell
there.
it very well.
No, he did not sell it very well either. Of course, I mean, we miss a lot, obviously. We're just checking out the cinematics here, and we're not really seeing the in-game stuff, so we don't know, all the build-up and whatnot, and all the lore, and we haven't followed Arthas' journey, too. It's one of the ones we have to get back to. It was nice seeing Sourfang, right? And Varen come together for Anduin. Like, you're right. They didn't need Sylvanas. All this talk about, we need Sylvanas there. And it's just like, she wasn't even a part of it.
She was there to give a really good final speech.
Yeah.
That was her purpose. We would not have the cinematic writing if it weren't for Sylvanas being there to say, I became you. I think this lost something, unfortunately, by not being tagged on to the other ones that we saw leading up to this.
Okay.
Only because I think had we had it lumped more together at that point, the momentum build to that might have made it feel a little bit more, even if not climactic, satisfying. Revisiting it just at the end, because it wasn't the kind of it wasn't the big Lord of the Rings style ending. There wasn't the casting the ring into the fire and the big the Eye of Sauron explodes and everything's we celebrate and Aragorn is crowned king. It was a little more kind of a subdued ending of just the evil just got what it deserved. It was overpowered and became nothing.
I don't know. It's just it's tough because when you build up a character like that, you really have to have a kind of the ending. The ending's got to be amazing. I mean, the ending's got to be epic.
I do think that even though it wasn't that big theatrical ending that we might be sort of groomed for because of Hollywood movies and everything, it was kind of satisfying in that this guy's been so power hungry and ego driven and narcissistic this whole time, trying to control everything and turn people and make them lose their free will, that to see him just kind of evaporate, and not get the big fireworks send off of, end of Star Wars type of thing was kind of in some ways maybe fitting that better that he just fade into nothing than...
The Jailer was never really a big draw for me in this expansion. I guess this is the first expansion he's in, if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time most people had gotten a taste of him was in Shadowlands. But I was more interested in Sylvanas and her journey, and obviously Anduin as well. And the Anduin part, while it was nice, it was cool seeing, our old friends. At the same time, it was a little bit cheesy.
It was cheesy, but I like cheese. So I found it very comforting to be able to see them and to have them help him. I do think that they kind of left us wanting with the Sylvanas storyline. I think if she had been the one to help Anduin break the spell and overcome it, it would have been in many ways a lot more powerful to us as the audience who have gone on this journey with her. The fact that we all go from hating her to, yeah, okay, you can come help because you're going to be the only one who can do it. Yeah. To then you're not the only one who can do it, and why are you here again? I think that was more the anticlimactic part where I felt robbed than necessarily in the Jailer's actual end.
Because this was supposed to be more about her. For me, this expansion was going to be about Sylvanas' redemption arc. Her redemption story, and we kind of saw a little bit of it in Shattered Legacies, and just she's seen the past her was awoken and saw all the stuff that she had committed, and but that whole part was confusing too, because it's we thought of it as, it was good Sylvanas and bad Sylvanas, but it's and the good part of her had been sucked away by the Jailer, and so only the bad part had remained, and so they gave her the good self again, and then but that was not how it was. I guess it was just if you were in a coma and you woke up 10 years and someone else was living your life or something like that, and you saw it. I don't know. So that was weird too. That was weird, but I was hoping for a redemption story, and then the redemption, I guess, was Arthas. The last piece of Arthas is gone, and so I guess because Arthas is dead and now completely gone, there is no Lich King, there's no armor, there's no helmet, there's no nothing, there's no sword. Frostmourne's done. Now she can be at peace, I guess, because the last thing was kind of you were a dick, Arthas, and you made me a dick, but I think that's over now.
For me, Sylvanas just isn't wrapped up. She's not totally redeemed in my eyes, no. And I don't think she'd be totally redeemed in her own eyes. I think there's work that Sylvanas has to do to move forward in her life now, knowing everything that she's done. She clearly has a lot of making up to do with the other people. Jaina was ready to throttle her until she's no, but it has to be me. I have to go. I don't know that Jaina's not going to throttle her now that she wasn't very needed. Unless there's something in between the cutscenes that we're not seeing that would maybe explain it. But from what we're seeing here, it just doesn't seem like she showed up and Anduin's doing it all on his own. Okay.
Yeah, I guess they left it like that so that the next expansion can be Sylvanas can continue on it, and then we can see how she lives her life now that she's not driven by the desire to the pain of the Lich King and the desire to sort of change the fates in the world and how it all the universe operates and everything. So now, what's her purpose? What's her goal? How does she live her life? Because she doesn't have the horde. She doesn't have. What does she believe in? What is her purpose really?
With the way this ended, it feels very much like she's left hanging. Which there's some success in that for the storytellers, because I'm still no, I need more. So on that front, it's good, but it kind of feels like this should be the end of one of the books in the series, but it ended what feels like the end of a chapter.
Sylvanas Windrun, the time for your judgment is at hand.
Those are not happy faces.
Nope.
There can be no true justice without compassion. And I can see your deeds bear the mark of the Jailer's influence. An influence we failed to contain.
The Jailer did not control me. My actions were mine alone.
She's proud to the end.
And I accept their consequences.
And that's true.
Then
so her actions.
Know in your heart to whom you must answer.
I submit to the judgment of Tyrande Whisperer.
entrusting justice to your most fervent adversary. Are there any gathered here who object to this fate?
Anduin almost spoke up. Just gonna bitch slap you.
What game do you play now, Banshee? The Sylvanas I hunted would never submit to the blade of her enemy.
That's the point.
Death would be a merciful end to me. And I do not expect your mercy.
Your newfound remorse might be genuine, but it can never erase all you have done. There will be no peace for you, Windrunner, until there is peace for the souls of your victims. The prisoner is in my charge now.
Uh-oh.
Bring her.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
Below lies the law, an unjust fate to which you doomed so many. And it will be there that your penance begins. Every soul lost in its depths, betrayed or condemned, you shall find and send forth to the Arbiter, to be judged with the compassion all souls deserve. You will toil there, under Dorotha's watchful eye, scouring every darkened reach, until the final soul is free, and you are all that remains.
Grande is
This is how
back
you
muscles
shall
are
bring
jacked.
renewal to your victims
She's strong.
and my people.
However long it takes, it shall be done.
Push her.
Undo Falador, old friend. Watch her well.
Poor Bird's like, but I don't deserve this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why do I have to go in?
Let's go. Don't feel bad for you.
Dang.
Yeah, dang is right. So what do you think about the? You think that's a fitting end for her?
Yes, I don't have maybe as much knowledge on exactly like the pit of despair that she's launching herself into to know what all this entails, but Tyrande certainly made it sound pretty miserable.
Yeah.
And I think, going to rescue the souls of those who are trapped there, many if not all of whom are trapped there because of Sylvanas, is really fitting. And if that's, Sylvanas said however long it takes, so it also sounds like it's going to take a heck of a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm satisfied with that, for sure.
And I wonder, so then it seems like this is their way of maybe not having Sylvanas in the next expansion, and kind of this is where, since she's gonna be busy in the Maw, but she's not dead, so it still has the chance of bringing her back into the mix, into the fold, unless part of the campaign is gonna be Sylvanas in the Maw trying to find people. That could, they could obviously probably do that as well. I'm not sure what their plans are. I think that those plans are, or they're gonna talk something about the next expansion later this month. We'll look out for that and see if we can check that out as well later on. But yeah, so I'm glad that we checked this out, because as you could tell from our last discussion, we were very curious about Sylvanas, and it did not feel satisfying.
The other thing that I really liked about it was Sylvanas' character was still very fitting and true to her. You mentioned how proud she seemed right up until the end, but it was the type of pride that I can respect so well. To choose your most fervent adversary and say, I submit to your judgment, is very brave and bold. And I think those are two qualities that Sylvanas always possessed, even before being evil Sylvanas that we all know. And I just respect the way she conducted herself when facing her judgment. It shows the ability for some I guess, some rehabilitation of her image.
Yeah.
Here in the World of Warcraft world.
Yeah, I mean, her redemption shouldn't be easy, and
No.
you know, I mean, this is a good task for her because they gave her an easy out. They gave her an easy out to say that, like, oh, you know, the jailer was controlling you this entire time. You're under our influence, like, you know, so we have to be compassionate towards you. And Sylvanas is like, no. This, like, Sylvanas kind of like felt like, I guess, how the community felt, which is like, no, don't just blame away everything that she did on the jailer, because that's a cop out. So that was that. I like that.
I also like that when Terendi went up to her and like had her blade to her throat.
Yeah.
Sylvanas said, "Death is too easy for me," and I mean, again, she just. Not only did she put herself in the position of receiving the harshest judgment, but she then went further to ask for it and saying, like, you know, I know you really want to kill me right now. That's probably really inviting, but it would be too easy.
Yep.
And pick something worse. And Terendi delivered. She's like, yes, challenge accepted. I will do that.
So let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments, and yeah, keep us posted when more stuff for World of Warcraft comes out and announcements for the next expansion and whatnot. And yeah, more videos for us to check out as well. We're not done with World of Warcraft by any means. And just keep in mind that our reaction for World of Warcraft Journey Part 12
is definitely not definitive.